I work intuitively, so I grabbed a few things from my collection. I have drawers with body parts, like heads, arms and bodies. I took little pieces because I want to make a little one to go with one I finished. So I grabbed this one and I grabbed this piece, but I was thinking to add that as a head, maybe instead of that, it immediately gives it a different personality. So to decide whether it's going to be that or that, and that for me is much more vulnerable than maybe this you can immediately read and it immediately makes it cute. When I work with my sculptures, I go in more playful mood. It depends. I can be depressed or unhappy all the way sometimes. Sometimes when I take part in exhibitions, there's a theme. So the moment they give you a theme, that will guide me on the personality of the character. But when I can create on my own without pressure, I like that the best, because then it's my own mind speaking, and that then goes intuitively. I'm a self-made artist, so I didn't study art, so I didn't decide this is what I'm going to do. I just liked objects and I collected objects, and I think I like narrative and stories, and storytelling could take me to different places. So to make a living, I started making characters. So it sort of, it came from collecting objects, wanting to tell stories. I think I did performance art before I made characters. So it was all part of wanting to tell a story. So now I'm building characters to tell a story. When I was a child, I played the piano, and my mother hoped that I would be a concert pianist, and I wasn't one. I liked to play by ear, so I would listen to the radio and I would play the song. So I wasn't good at studying piano, but eventually I was a music teacher and languages. But the performance side was always there, to perform or play, act. And eventually it was through performance art that I got to three-dimensional art. I grew up on a farm, and my father had some cattle grazing on the farm, and he always asked us to keep the farm clean, to pick up pieces of plastic or wire or iron, so that the cattle doesn't get hurt or step in it or eat it. So already from a young age we walked with pieces of junk in our pockets. And some of the things I kept, little pieces of rock or iron that I think was beautiful. And then also I go and buy. I will go to hospice. Our hospice shops is the reselling of objects, and second-hand shops, antique shops or markets. Some your very basic vintage markets, And then also people bring me stuff. Sometimes when people have lost someone, a grandpa with a wonderful workshop, there are a lot of hoarders out there and collectors, so sometimes I get some interesting stuff. What I like about what people give me is it will be sometimes things I wouldn't choose. So that forces me to look at something differently, because maybe I wouldn't have bought it on the market. Of course, I was influenced by people. Someone once said, your things are dirty, you need to clean the objects, you need to wash it. And I was like, but then it's not that object anymore. So, and then the connection methods. Obviously, people don't want to pay a lot of money and the thing falls apart. So I had to connect it properly. And then I did fall in the trap of mass producing, and there was a stage where it became very easy, and obviously I made a lot looking the same, and I found I have to challenge myself to travel and do other things to keep my warped or unnormal thing of a character. It helped that I went for a clowning course, just to get back to that inner innocence or naivety, or a child, a playfulness, but true to myself. We obviously all have a history and some sort of rocky road of things that happen to you. So there is always some sort of sadness also in the work. Not every work, but there's a vulnerability. So, or it's the posture or a mood or a limb that's gone or whatever. So, yeah, I just need to be true to myself to make the truth. Unhappy.